just don't come around very often. He's truly one of the top players in the country, you know, first-team All-American and somebody who should be considered for National Player of the Year honors.
You know, Duke was the right choice for me. Just basically, it was a family environment. You know, when they started recruiting me, they told me I was going to be, you know, part of a family forever.
Who wouldn't want their child to go to Duke if given the opportunity? So, I mean, he had that opportunity and you know, to do what he wanted, play basketball, and to do what I wanted, get a great education.
He's come in from a freshman who didn't quite, you know how to play at this level yet. I mean, had a ton of talent, but didn't quite know how to figure it out. So he had some, you know, some roadblocks and stumbled a little bit, but, you know, he just kept fighting and kept fighting and kept working.
Those first 2 years were just learning, you know. Came in with high expectations. You know, I think a lot of college kids that come in as McDonald's All-Americans think everything's going to be sweet, and, you know, at times it's not. And my mindset was to work harder in the off seasons, to just, you know, become a better player. After my sophomore season, I came back and, you know, I was ready to, you know, take that lead.
He showed great stick-to-itiveness. He fought through adversity, and at each step he got better and better, to the point now where, in my opinion, there's not a better player than him in the country.
He's not only matured into a good man, he's very sophisticated. He knows how to handle every situation, and he handles it well.
Last year was a total breakout year for him. He played just terrific basketball, and if it were not for some of his plays, in particular the Baylor game, we probably wouldn't be national champions right now.
From that game forward, I knew who I was, just a scorer who could attack and make plays. I shot my shots in rhythm, my guys were finding me, and it was just a great game for myself personally to get me going and knowing who I am as a player. The experience in Indianapolis was amazing. The story with my dad being there, winning it in 1980, and then us being there, and it was just really breathtaking.
For a young boy to have his father tragically pass away, a lot of times that type of tragedy or adversity produces anger and resentment and hurt that kids can't overcome. But Nolan's turned it into one of the greatest stories that Duke or college basketball has ever seen.
There's not a time goes by that when we run across people who played with his father, who coached his father, who come up to Nolan and tell him how proud his dad would be of the man he's become.
I finally had the chance to play in the Final Four, you know. It was great, and we had to finish the deal.
When we won the national title, to be in Indianapolis, and yeah, there were just some amazing things where dots were connected that really, I think, helped Nolan be at peace with what's happened in his life. Nolan is liked and respected because he's a genuine person.
When you're around Nolan, you can't help but like him. He's a Pied Piper.
He has such a great personality, he has such a great heart. Whether it was older guys who he grew up playing with or younger guys now that he's mentored and that he's been a role model towards.
I've always wanted to have a great attitude and be somebody that people like to be around and play with, and you know, that's just who I am. I enjoy, you know, being a great person, you know, more than being a basketball player, and you know, I take pride in that. Hey, I've always wanted to do this.
Nolan's progression has been as rewarding as any player that we've ever had here. And the way he's developed on the court, off the court, to see the way he handles himself with his teammates, in the media, as a leader. I mean, that's why we do what we do. That's what's so fun about being at a place like Duke and so rewarding, is to see Nolan come in as a kid and he's going to leave out of here as a man and as an outstanding basketball player. And it's been a joy to be a part of his journey.
Through that journey, I asked him a couple of times, are you happy? That's what a mom does, you know. And from day one, he's always told me he's been happy here.
And I think really one of the great compliments is when we're on the recruiting trail and we're talking to families about Duke, and you talk to mothers and fathers, they say, you know, I would really like my son to grow up to be like Nolan Smith.
I don't think anybody in my 31 years here at Duke has had the impact that he's had on the students here.
The one thing I'd say to everybody is be a great person. basketball is not going to bounce forever. Be a great person and make other people smile and live a great life.